Welcome back to the Vegan Test Kitchen, everyone. Today we're making a midsummer corn chowder with basil, tomato, and fennel. And in my opinion, this is going to be the perfect soup to make on the weekend. Your Sunday summer soup, if you will. Because it's going to take probably 2 to 3 hours. We're making our own stock. So while you're doing laundry, dishes, whatever else you're doing on a Sunday, being lazy, whatever, I'm not judging, make this soup too. You won't regret it. So, as always, all the ingredients that you need are listed below. Let's get started. Alright, since we're making our own corn stock, you're gonna need a bunch of corn. So we're gonna prep this first, then we're gonna start on our stock. So you need 6 ears of corn, and we're gonna try a hack to try to shuck these because it can be a pain in the butt. So what we're gonna do is chop off about 1 inch from the bottom, then we're gonna microwave it for about 2 minutes, and it should slip out easily. Have to say, if you could smell it in here, think you're on a farm. You're supposed to shake it. It's the vegan shake weight. All right, I'm gonna microwave these for a couple minutes longer. Okay, so this is working a little bit better. Oh yeah, this is working a lot better. There we go. It's a little hot. So this worked a lot better, so just make sure you microwave it for a little bit longer. Still have some silky threads in there, but it's not terrible. Could be worse. Your nose could be gushing blood. All right, now we're gonna cut the kernels off. Now, don't throw these cobs away because we're gonna use this for the stock. All right, we're gonna break these in half and then put this in our stock pot. All right, now let's grab all the other veggies for the stock. 2 carrots, chopped coarsely. 2 stalks of celery with leaves. 1 leek, washed really well. 1 onion with the skin. A handful of parsley, torn. The fronds of the fennel we're gonna be using. Teaspoon of peppercorns. And last, 8 cups of water. We're gonna cover this and bring to a boil. All right, now once it gets to a rolling boil, we're gonna take the lid off and we're gonna simmer it for about 1 hour to 1 hour and a half. This smells quite interesting too. All right, our stock has been simmering for about 45 minutes, so we're gonna start on all the veggies for the actual soup. You're gonna need 1 pound of a white waxy potato, 1 large onion, 1 large carrot, diced, the fennel that we hacked up earlier, celery, and 3 garlic cloves. And we're gonna hold off on the tomatoes because we're not gonna be throwing those in until near the end anyway. All right, let's check on our stock. So this has been cooking for almost 1 hour and a half. It has reduced a bit. We're gonna turn this off, let it cool down a bit, and then we're gonna strain it. Fun fact, the average ear of corn has 800 kernels in 16 rows, and a cob will always have an even number of rows. You'll also find 1 strand of silk for each corn kernel. Corn is considered a vegetable, fruit, and a grain. Corn in the cob is considered a vegetable, corn alone is a grain, and some grains, including popcorn, are considered fruit. Corn was domesticated around 10,000 years ago in the Americas, and it's such a big part of our history that corn is actually carved into the columns of the US Capitol building. So I have a bowl with a strainer, a metal strainer, along with my cheesecloth that I'm putting on top. All right, now that we have our stock made, let's go ahead and grab the same stock pot and start on the actual soup. We're gonna put this on a medium-high heat. We're gonna throw in our oil and our garlic. We're gonna saute this for about 30 seconds. Now we're gonna add our onion. We're gonna cover this up and let them sweat for about 5 minutes. All right, now we're gonna add our carrot and our celery. We're gonna cover this again and cook for another 2 minutes. All right, now we're gonna add our fennel and do the same thing. Now it's potato time. We're gonna cook that for another 3 minutes. And now it's on to the star ingredient, our corn. We're gonna give this one the 5-minute treatment. And finally, we're gonna add our fresh corn stalk. So I just realized it never told us when to put in our dried thyme, so I'm assuming, judging by the placement of the ingredients, this is supposed to go in with the stock. So, right now. All right, since we are boiling, we are going to lower this heat to a medium, tilt the lid slightly, and cook it for 45 minutes. All right, we've been simmering this for about 45 minutes. So we're gonna turn the heat off. And we're gonna ladle out about 1.5 cups of soup, let it cool, and then we're gonna use an immersion blender to puree it. All right, and in the meantime, we're gonna grab 1/3 cup of basil. We're gonna roll this tight, and we're gonna chop it into strips. A chiffonade, if you will. And now's the time to chop our tomatoes. All right, let's blend that. All right, we're gonna put this back on a medium heat. We're gonna add pureed soup back to it. And the last thing we're gonna do is add our tomatoes and basil. We're gonna simmer this for another 10 minutes, and then we can finally eat. We're also gonna add some salt and pepper to taste. All right, I think we're ready to eat. Let's try it. Definitely taste it for salt and pepper, because it could definitely use some salt. There are a lot of underlying flavors here, but they're all very mellow. So I think it needs a little bit of salt to bring it all together. The corn is sweet. It does have a good corn taste to it. It's fairly creamy, and it tastes like everything in your garden is in here. I mean, there are a lot of fresh veggies in here. The corn is still nice and crisp, but cooked. It's not hard. Other than tinkering with the salt and pepper, I think this is an interesting soup. It definitely tastes like summer, and if you like corn, there's enough corn in here for you. As I said in the beginning, this is definitely a weekend soup. Start cooking on this around noon, and you'll have it ready for supper. You know, it's gonna take a while, especially if you're gonna make your own broth. So if you got the time, and you love corn, make this. All right, y'all, I hope you liked what you saw today. If you did, hit a thumbs up, I would love you for it. And make sure to subscribe and share and comment and all that good stuff. I'll see y'all next time. So while you're doing laundry, dishes, whatever else, there was a f***ing fly. Oh my God, that was gonna be a good take too. Where is this fly? Today we are making a midsummer corn chowder. I forgot to put my phone on silent. I redid that because there was a f***ing fly right there. He's gonna be a death of me.